It is 3 a.m. The house is completely silent, and then from the foot of your bed you hear it. Lick, lick, lick. Your dog is chewing at their paws again, gnawing until the fur turns rusty and their feet are wet with saliva. You whisper for them to stop. They pause for 5 seconds, and then it starts all over again. If you are living this every single night, I want you to hear me clearly. There's one simple thing you can rub directly onto your dog's paws tonight, and the itching can stop before you even wake up tomorrow morning. No expensive pills, no cone of shame, no harsh chemicals. Just one thing already sitting in your kitchen right now. If you saw the thumbnail of this video, you saw that promise. And today, I'm going to prove it to you. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am your neighborhood veterinarian, and in my clinic, obsessive paw licking is quite honestly the #1 complaint I hear from exhausted pet parents. They come in defeated. They have spent hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars on allergy pills, steroid creams, and special shampoos, and nothing gives their dog lasting relief. As a holistic-leaning vet, I do things a little differently. I do not want to just slap a chemical band-aid on the symptom and send you home. I want to fix the actual root cause. So today we are doing a complete masterclass on Paws. Grab a notebook, because I'm going to show you exactly what to rub on those itchy paws tonight for instant overnight relief, and then how to make sure that itch never comes creeping back. Before we go any further, if you are the kind of pet parent who wants to protect your dog naturally instead of just masking their pain, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button, and tap the notification bell so you never miss one of these masterclasses. It genuinely helps me reach and protect more dogs. Alright, let's dive in. Let's start with the big question. Why on earth is your dog attacking their own feet in the middle of the night? Most owners assume it is a grass allergy or a pollen allergy. And sometimes, yes, environmental allergies are part of the picture. But I want you to try a strange little experiment right now. Pick up your dog's paw and smell it. Go ahead. Does it smell faintly like corn chips? A little bit like old cheese or a bag of Fritos? If your dog's feet smell like corn chips, my friends, you are very likely not dealing with a simple allergy at all. You are dealing with a yeast overgrowth. The yeast is called Malassezia. It is a fungus that lives naturally on your dog's skin in tiny amounts. But it absolutely loves warm, dark, damp places. And there is no place on your dog's body warmer, darker, or damper than the tight little spaces between their toes. When that yeast overpopulates, it becomes intensely, maddeningly itchy. It burns. It stings. So what does your dog do to relieve it? They lick. But here's the cruel trap. A dog's tongue is warm and wet, and it adds even more moisture to the exact spot where the yeast is thriving. So the licking feeds the yeast, and the yeast triggers more licking. Around and around it goes, night after night, until the fur between their toes stains that telltale rusty pink-brown color. And this, my friends, is exactly why the allergy pills so often fail. An allergy pill quiets the immune system's itch signal. That is all it does. It does absolutely nothing to kill a living fungus that is growing and multiplying on the surface of your dog's skin. In fact, because many of these medications suppress the immune system, they can actually leave the door wide open for that yeast to grow even bolder and spread to the ears, the belly, and the armpits. You take the tape off the check engine light, but the engine is still broken underneath. So now that we understand the real enemy, let me show you exactly what to rub on those paws tonight. The single most powerful thing you can reach for is organic, cold-pressed, unrefined virgin coconut oil. I know it sounds almost too simple to be true, but coconut oil is packed with something called lauric acid, and lauric acid is renowned in both human and veterinary circles for its natural antifungal and antibacterial properties. When you rub it onto itchy, yeasty skin, it goes to work on the surface fungus while instantly cooling and soothing that hot, inflamed, angry skin. Here's exactly how you do it. Tonight before bed, take a small scoop of solid coconut oil onto your fingertips and let it melt for a second. Then gently, lovingly, massage it into your dog's paws. Get it right down into the webbing between each toe, because that is ground zero. That is where the yeast is hiding. Massage it in for a full minute or two. Not only does this deliver the antifungal lauric acid exactly where it is needed, but the massage itself feels wonderful to your dog and starts to break that anxious licking habit. And here's the beautiful part. If your dog licks it off, it is completely fine. Coconut oil is safe and even nutritious for them to swallow. Do this, and many owners tell me that for the first time in months, their dog stops chewing and actually sleeps through the entire night. Now, we are only a few minutes in and we have already covered so much. If this is starting to make sense, if that little light bulb is going off in your head, please pause for just 1 second and tap that like button. It tells the algorithm that safe, natural, holistic advice like this deserves to reach more struggling pet parents. Thank you. Now let me show you my next paw remedy. What if your dog's paws are not just itchy but genuinely stinky, really giving off that strong yeasty odor? Then I want you to bring in the second kitchen hero. Raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, the kind that says with the mother right on the label. Yeast has one great weakness: it absolutely cannot survive in an acidic environment. And apple cider vinegar shifts the pH of your dog's skin, making it far too acidic and hostile for that fungus to thrive. Here's the recipe. In a small bowl or a shallow tub, mix 1 part apple cider vinegar with 2 parts warm water. Never ever use it straight. Then take a cotton ball, dip it into the mixture, and gently wipe it between each of the toes and around the paw pads. If your dog is a serious paw soaker, you can even pour the mixture into a shallow container and let them stand and dunk their feet for a 5-minute paw soak. Then let the paws air dry, or better yet, dry them completely with a towel. Because remember, yeast loves lingering moisture. But please, hear this vet warning very carefully, because it matters. Do not use apple cider vinegar if your dog has already chewed their paws until they are raw, cracked, open, or bleeding. Vinegar is an acid, and on a raw, open wound, it will sting horribly and make everything worse. Only ever use it on skin that is still intact, still smelly, and still itchy. If the paws are already raw, stick to the gentle, soothing coconut oil we talked about first, and give those wounds a few days to close before you introduce the vinegar. Now, what if your dog is not just chewing one paw, but their feet are red, hot, and inflamed all over? For that raging, full-body kind of paw inflammation, I want you to reach into your pantry and grab plain, unsweetened breakfast oats. Take about a cup of them and grind them in a blender until they turn into a fine, powdery dust. This is what we call colloidal oatmeal, and it is nature's miracle for angry skin. Draw a shallow bath, and here's the critical secret. The water must be lukewarm to cool. Never warm, never hot. Heat draws blood to the surface of the skin and makes that inflammation 10 times worse. Stir the oatmeal dust in until the water turns milky. Then let your dog stand and soak their paws in it for a solid 10 minutes. The oatmeal binds to the skin and forms a soothing protective film that physically pulls the heat and the itch right out of those irritated tissues. Now, we have put out the fire on the outside. But if we stop here, I promise you, that itch will come creeping right back. Because the true root of a stubborn, recurring yeast problem does not start on the paws. It starts inside the gut. Here is the biological truth most pet parents are never told. Yeast is a living organism, and like every living thing, it needs food to survive. And do you know what yeast's absolute favorite food is? Sugar. Now you are thinking, but I never feed my dog sugar. And you are right, not directly, but here's the nutrition secret. To manufacture dry, crunchy kibble, pet food companies have to bind it together with carbohydrates. Corn, wheat, rice, potatoes, peas, tapioca. Even many grain-free kibbles are loaded with starchy carbs. And when your dog's body breaks those starches down, they convert into glucose, sugar. So without ever meaning to, you may be serving a high-sugar diet every single day. And that is the exact banquet the yeast has been feasting on. When the gut fills with too many of these carbs and too much yeast, the delicate lining of the intestines can become inflamed and out of balance. The immune system goes into a state of high alert, overreacting to normal things, and the body tries to push that yeast out through the skin, especially through the sweat glands in the paws. So those itchy feet you have been fighting, they are very often just the visible symptom of an unbalanced gut. And that is exactly why no spray, no cream, and no amount of rubbing alone can fix it permanently. You cannot cure the inside from the outside. We are right in the heart of this masterclass now, and this next part is the most important of all, so stay with me. But first, if you are finding real value here, please make sure you have hit that subscribe button and turned on the notification bell. I release these deep dives regularly, and I would hate for you to miss the next one. Alright, let's talk about the permanent fix. To truly starve that yeast and heal from the inside, we work on 2 fronts. First, we starve the fungus. That means gently reducing the heavy, starchy carbohydrates in the bowl. If your dog's food lists corn, wheat, or soy as the very first ingredient, that is your signal to look for a higher quality option where real meat sits at the top of the label. When you cut off the sugar supply, the yeast quite simply loses its food source and begins to fade away. Second, we rebuild the good army inside the gut. Right now, the bad yeast is winning the war, so we send in reinforcements in the form of probiotics. The easiest and most affordable way to do this is to add a spoonful of plain, unsweetened milk kefir or plain yogurt to their food. Kefir is a fermented drink absolutely loaded with beneficial live bacteria. These good bacteria lay down a protective layer in the gut, crowd out the bad yeast, calm the overreacting immune system, and cut off that fungus at the source. But please, listen very closely because this is a massive, life or death vet warning. Before you buy any yogurt or kefir for your dog, you must flip it over and read the label. you are hunting for one deadly ingredient: xylitol, which is sometimes hidden under the name birch sugar. Xylitol is an artificial sweetener found in many sugar-free or diet products, and even a tiny microscopic amount can cause a dog's liver to fail. Only ever buy 100% plain, unsweetened yogurt or kefir with zero artificial sweeteners. Never the flavored kind. And finally, let's build the Paws a suit of armor from the inside so that fungus can never get a foothold again. Did you know your dog completely replaces the outer layer of their skin roughly every 3 weeks? Every 3 weeks you get a brand new opportunity to build them stronger, healthier, more resilient skin. But healthy skin cells are built from fats. So if your dog is eating dry, stale kibble that has been sitting open oxidizing for a month, the good fats are long gone. To build thick, healthy, itch-resistant skin, add omega-3 fatty acids to the bowl. My favorite budget-friendly way is a can of sardines packed in pure water with no added salt. Mash one little sardine into their food twice a week, and you deliver a powerful dose of skin-nourishing omega-3s. We are almost at the end, and I am so glad you stayed with me, because most people never learn any of this. If this masterclass has given you hope tonight, the single kindest thing you can do is tap that like button and leave a quick comment. It genuinely helps this channel reach and protect more dogs around the world. Now I know this feels like a lot. Coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, oatmeal, kefir, sardines, and I can see you standing in your kitchen wondering how on earth you will do all of this at once. So here's my golden rule, and please take the pressure off yourself. You do not need to do everything tonight. If you dump 5 brand new things into your dog's routine all at once, I promise you their stomach will be very unhappy tomorrow. The magic is in going slow. Tonight, just start with the one thing. Rub the coconut oil into those paws before bed and watch what happens overnight. Then over the coming days, slowly add in a paw wipe, a spoonful of kefir, a little sardine. Slow and steady wins this race every single time. And one last honest truth, because you trust me and I will always be straight with you. If you look at your dog's paws and the skin is severely raw, deeply infected, oozing, or bleeding, these gentle kitchen remedies are not enough on their own. That deserves a hands-on visit with your own veterinarian to rule out a deeper infection or a true underlying allergy. Natural care and professional care are partners, never enemies. You are the only advocate your dog has, and knowing when to reach for help is a sign of a truly great pet parent. So tonight, before you climb into bed, go rub a little coconut oil into those tired, itchy paws. Give your dog a gentle scratch behind the ears from me, and let them finally, peacefully, sleep through the night. If this video helped you even a little, please hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss the next one. Leave me a comment and tell me, does your dog have those Frito feet? I read as many as I possibly can. Stay well, trust your instincts, and give that sweet dog a hug for me tonight.